What is up, everybody? It's your boy Forte. Man, it's been a crazy weekend. A lot of stuff happened. It's been an even crazier day if you're just into the whole podcast scene. So a lot of stuff to actually talk about in the gaming news, man. But I'm here with my man Slow Mo, man. So Slow Mo, how's your day going, man?
Man, my day's been going pretty good. It was a pretty good work day. Spent time with family. I can't complain. How about you, bro? And he went mute that fast.
Oh, I went mute. I unmuted myself. Hold on. I try to practice muting when I'm not talking, just for the random kid appearance that walks into your room. But no, man, it's been good, man. I was on vacation all last week. Didn't go back to work till Monday, and then I had the next 2 days off. So technically, I probably had like a week and a half off if you count all the days in a row. But yeah, man, it's been really good, man. Playing games, making videos. I want to say shout out to Racer X Gundam, man. Shout out to you, always here supporting. Shout out to Hustle and Motivate, my homeboy, Jazz Santa, man. You too, man. Appreciate all you guys coming through, man.
What's up, Jazz?
Yeah, I know it's a lot of stuff going on today, and I appreciate everybody coming through and chilling with me and my boy Slow Mo. But Slow Mo, man. So
you see Dizzy here with this. It's on
he's always here, man.
I won't leave nasty messages that's reserved specifically for Slow Mo's channel. You know what? You know what's sick? I mean, Dizzy, I appreciate you, man. I really do.
You do slander one of the best gaming engines in the world.
Wow, I can't
just
believe
because
listen.
Just
because it doesn't work.
Just because it doesn't work in other ways.
It's not good.
Just because it doesn't work in games that's not Battlefield doesn't mean it's not good. Because Battlefield is pretty incredible.
That means it's not good.
No. Frostbite is amazing.
It's like, imagine, like, let's say, like, I'm only good at something at one time of the day. I'm only correct, or I'm only right at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any other time of the day, I'm trash. I'm wrong.
Well, I don't think that's
Frostbite.
Well, did DICE promote Frostbite as this all-encompassing engine like Unreal, or did EA try to fit a square peg into a round hole?
Look, I'm not blaming DICE. They created the engine specifically for Battlefield. That's what it was supposed to be for. EA wanted to be epic. They wanted to say, hey, they're out here licensing their engine. This Frostbite engine looks nice. This is what happens when you got executives thinking like making developer level decisions when they don't understand what the developer goes through. Right. Oh, we're going to force all of our developers to use this engine that doesn't have any of the tools that their games need, that's specifically designed for Battlefield. And also it's something that I know I'm very, very familiar with when it comes to software, has zero notations within the code to let you know what it's for, what it does, or how it works. That is the Frostbite engine. So is it any shocker or surprise that other developers have a hard time working with it? Is it any surprise that when they try to do certain kinds of games, say like an open world game, an RPG, platform, or whatever, that they have a difficult time figuring it out? And then I know now we hey, look, we started it, so I'm gonna go in. So
yeah, I see.
EA.
Well, before you go all the way in, Before you go in, let me answer a question. Let me answer a question in chat first.
Let me finish my thought.
Hustle and Motivate asked a question that is very relevant to the show.
Is it relevant to what I'm saying?
No, it's not. But Luca will be the short Ashen Luca will be with us very soon. She has some stuff to finish up for school, for some homework. So, school first. She'll be here in like the next 15, 20 minutes. All right, continue, sir.
You know what? For that, I'm going to say Gregor's shot at you. Frostbite was coded using Forte's grammar skills.
Well, that's funny because he's right. He's right, because I sent them some stuff that wasn't spelt correctly. So shout out to him for noticing it and actually checking before he did the work. I
Oh,
appreciate him.
right. He's having horrible.
Great, you said she'll be here shortly.
Now, typically, like if you look at something like Decima, right? So, Guerrilla Games create Decima for their games, and Sony said, "Hey, look, this engine is really good. Also, it's really good because it's low on resources. And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean like it's cheap. It means it doesn't demand too much memory when you have limited hardware that can't really handle something that's very memory intensive, like the PlayStation 4. And so they actually had other developers get the engine and use it, but they had a much more like it was more more collaborate. I can't say the word right now, but it was more of a collaboration between Guerrilla, and even though it was their engine and they made the foundation of it, you got stuff like Kojima Productions building off of it. You got Supermassive Games building off of it. As they make their games, they add to the engine, they make it better. That kind of collaboration didn't happen at EA, because when, say, BioWare was struggling on their games, they needed help from DICE to understand how the engine worked. But instead of giving them DICE engineers to help them, they took away BioWare's best engineers so they can make sure that Madden and FIFA ran on Frostbite well. These are the kind of things. Yeah, these are the kind of things. But look, why did Madden and FIFA need to be on Frostbite? Do they look any differently than they did before?
No, less overhead. They ain't got to spend that money on somebody else's engine, I guess.
Did you need to have less overhead when these two games combined give you $8 billion annually?
Look, man, I don't microtransactions. I always listen to what rich people say when they say, you never go broke if you're always trying to make more money. So
you also don't make good games like EA. So anyway,
Jesus Christ, man. Okay.
I mean, let's just.
All right, you in the slander, man. So why we're talking to you, man? What you been playing this week, man? What's been on the slow mo special? I can guarantee Rogue's Company has been at the top of that list. What else?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely been Rogue Company. I actually did a tweet not too long ago talking about my excitement for Wasteland 3. And I've kind of been so busy with other games that it hasn't been on the forefront of my mind, but then it just kind of hit me. I saw a tweet about Wasteland 3 and I was like, oh yeah, that comes out this Friday. And now like my excitement is back up because I've been hearing so many good things from people who have review codes and stuff like that. They're really liking it. It's kind of a game that's right down my alley. I can't wait to play it. But other than that, I have, of course, as you mentioned, I've been playing Rogue Company, a lot of Rogue Company, but I've also been playing Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. It's had about 2 patches since it released in a very buggy state. The patches have really stabilized things. It looks a lot better. Facial animations are actually pretty good at this point. It looks good. And I'm actually further along than I was on PlayStation 4. So I kind of pushed past the point where I got really bored with Horizon back when I first played it. And I decided, all right, let me just keep going past this point. Now I got to the point where now it's interesting. Now the story has got me kind of hooked. So I'm definitely going to finish that. Plus also the PC version has the expansion involved. I heard the expansion is even better than the base game from what people have said. So I can't wait to finish that. There is Persona 4 Golden, which I probably won't finish until 2023 because it's so damn long. And oh man, actually, I was doing this last night when were you in the Xbox Live party with Luca? And no, you weren't. Well, it was Luca, me, and Taz for a while. Taz left. Me and Luca were just talking till like 1 a.m. But I was playing some Rogue. And Luca's here now. I was playing some Rogue, but then I switched over and just started playing Mass Effect 2 and on PC, which because because they did not have proper controller support for the PC version, I have been playing with mouse and keyboard, which I've gotten a lot more used to. And yo, man, just we were just talking to like one-on-one about how great Mass Effect series is and talking about like a lot of the little secrets and stuff. Then he was talking about the Dragon Age series too.
Yeah, we do this.
You had to have a legitimate conversation with your mother. I understand.
No,
it's good to bond with your mother when you play games.
Someone and I have a conversation about Mass Effect and Dragon Age once a month, I think. Like just all the time. It's like, hey, Dragon Age, and it's like we talked about this already. What are we doing? But it's just like we love those series like so much, and there's always something new to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Luca. Luca's finally here. She got those homework demons out of her system. What's going on, Luca? How you been?
Hi guys. What's up, guys? My first time on, I think. Is this my first time?
Yes.
All right, my friend. Did you guys name the show yet?
Yes, we did, but we haven't let anybody know what it is yet.
I meant, did you name it publicly? I know what the name of the show is.
Yeah. No, not yet. That's coming.
I was there when you made up the name?
Yes, either next week or the week after, it will be announced.
Okay.
Gregor's working on some stuff for us.
As he should. King status only.
Yes. So, Luca, what's new with you? How's school going? How's everything in the life of Shortville going?
It is fine. I'm here, so.
Okay, I need you to elaborate a little more on that. Can't just be fine. Tell me something, Luca. People want to know.
Oh, there's nothing to talk about.
Just Destiny, that's it?
Yeah.
Just stomping on your family members in PvP with warlocks? Jesus Christ.
So you're just going to go ahead and admit it to everyone, huh?
I don't care at this point. I don't care.
Right, so me and Forte,
I don't care. Yes, go ahead and announce it to the world.
Every so often, when I'm, feeling especially peckish, I'm like, hey, yo, Nautico, do you want a 1v1? And he's like, all right, cool. So we're typically pretty evenly matched, and it's like not a problem or whatever. But I was like, we should try out different loadouts so we can like have fun with it. And I think we played 5 matches?
Yeah, probably. It seemed like more than that.
5 or 6.
Yeah, it seemed like more though by the time it was over.
Yeah, so we played like 5 or 6 matches, right? And in one of the matches, it was like a massacre. It was like a slaughter. It was like real bad because we were using scout rifles, and yeah, like it was 26-6. So and I was just like, well, Nautical, you only use 2 weapons in the Crucible, so that's probably what it is. So don't even worry about it, man. And then Nautical was just quiet throughout, and then eventually he's like, fuck this, Luca. Fuck these fucking warlocks, they're trash. They're always doing something extra. Why is this warlock floating in the air? What the hell is this warlock doing above me? What the fuck? I'm like, I know hunters aren't used to people being above them since they're always jumping up. Sucks to suck, man. So anyway, I'm over here like trying to smooth things over. I'm like, okay, we can go into regular PvP. It's fine. He's like, no, run it back. I'm like, all right. Run it back. Put your best loadout on, Luca. We're doing this again.
What?
I was like, huh?
Oh yeah.
What's happening? I mean,
bad,
really?
Bro. It was bad.
Did Luca get you like that? Like,
he
was just like, no, motherfucker.
No, let her finish her story because it gets even better.
Okay, all right. My bad. Continue, Luca.
Right, so we go into another 1v1. We're using our best gear. I'm like, okay, our best gear, right? And he's like, yeah. So I'm over here. I already know what's up. He's good at sniping. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to make sure I close the distance on this guy. And with the Warlock, that's not even a problem. So, who won that match?
You won by, what was it? 10, we went to 10, so it was 8-10.
Yes, so I ended up winning the match with us using our best loadouts. But like I said before, Forte uses 2 weapons when he goes into Crucible. So, he just has to use different weapons and he'll be fine. He's a better player than I am. So.
You know what the fun?
He's a better player. He just loses to you.
No, okay. Listen. So I've been telling people that Luca is really good at this game for a while.
Oh, of course he is. Like Luca has become a PvP demon.
Yes,
like, I remember when she was just like a little young PvP Padawan, and we were playing Halo Guardian. She was just like, I don't understand why people are so sweaty. Like, I don't understand why people take it so serious. It's just fun. Oh, yeah. Now, last night, dude, I wish you were in the party last night. She was cackling. She was invading in Gambit, slaughtering them.
You were playing Gambit?
I know, yeah.
Look. The voice, the sounds that she was make, like I was like picturing like villains in movies, like the stuff that they would say, like or laugh and scream, and it was just like,
well, they were trash. Okay, let me tell you guys what happened. For those who know what Gambit is for Destiny, basically, I went in there so I can get these last few kills to get this fucking pinnacle bow, right? So I get in there, they put me in the middle of a match. They have 6 motes banked, and the other team has their primeval. I was invading so often to the point where we were able to get our primeval out and defeat them, even though they had their primeval out and they had 6 fucking motes inside. I was like, yo, you're joking. You guys are fucking garbage. So me being on the team and invading, I was able to bring it back, and we ended up winning the match overall.
Because did you screen cap that?
Yes, I did.
Holy crap! How many kills did you have? Like Guardian kills?
22.
That's embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, let me go check. I'm gonna check right now.
That's embarrassing.
All I'm saying is I wish you could hear her. She was just cackling. You guys are horrible. You suck. I'm like, they can't even hear you. Bad. Like it was hilarious. I was just, playing rogue, just like, minding my own business, just kind of looking at like the party chat, like who is this person? I remember the young one that was just so new to PvP. Now she's freaking Darth Maul over here.
I just how do you blow a 70-point lead? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know what happened.
It's super easy to melt the primeval in basic Gambit.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
So
the other team was just trash. So
the reason I bring that up, so thank you for sharing all that, Luca. I had to get you out of your shell. I know talking about Destiny will definitely do it. So, but the reason I bring that up is because it's very rarely I get frustrated in Destiny, and there's only certain people that can do it. And Luca knows she's one of them. And I don't know, it just happened to be the moon, the full moon must have been out yesterday, because let's be for real. I love that game, and I have a superiority complex in that game, and I feel like I am like a god in that game. But I also know she knows exactly how I play. So it's like not a good matchup for me. And the fact that I do only use 2 weapons, because when you're practicing going for flawless like I was last season, you have to kind of use the optimal loadout that's going to get you through all those games. It is pretty much snipers and hand cannons and shotguns. So that's all I've been using. But I never came off that loadout. So when we started switching up weapons, I was like, holy crap, there is a hole in my game the size of Montana. And Luca is literally destroying me, and I was getting pissed. More because I know she's good, but do I think she's that much better than me? Good God. I was like, this warlock. I was making every excuse in the book, man. Every excuse that excuse that could be made for why she was killing me, I was making it. So shout out to Luca.
Legit. The only issue you have is that you only play with one loadout, and I know how you play. Like, that's it. You are a better player than me. You have more time in this than me. And, I can't even, the most I've done for trials is what, like 5 wins? And that's it. But you've been flawless, and you have the flawless tag. So,
Forte,
besides getting bodied by Luca, what else have you been playing?
What have I been doing? Okay, that's a really good question. I've been playing, shout out to Game Pass, Darksiders Genesis. I started playing that. That's actually a really cool game. I remember when they announced that game, and I was like, guess what? I kind of want to play it, but it's not like the other Darksiders game. It's not third-person action adventure. It's more of a dungeon crawler style.
It's like top-down isometric.
Yeah, it's top-down. So I was like, I kind of want to play it because I want to beat all of them, but I think it's going to show up in Game Pass. And behold, here it is in Game Pass. So I've been playing that. I've been playing Observation. It's a new game that hit Game Pass. It's about a space station. It's kind of like a walking simulator, but it takes place in space. I'm all about the sci-fi side of everything, so that type of stuff speaks to me. So I'm almost done with that. Playing Darksiders, playing Destiny. I probably had the most fun playing video games this week because I was hanging with Luca and I was hanging with you. I was hanging with Villain. We were all playing. We played Rogue Company, I think, for 5 hours. It seemed like the other day, and like I think we were playing Destiny from 12 o'clock, and we started playing Rogue Company. Next thing I know, we looked up. It was 7 o'clock at night. Luca said she got to go get something to eat. I disappeared for the rest of the night because I was like, I can't play no more games. I'm tired. I had to go make a video. But that's pretty much all I've been doing, man. It's been a pretty chill end of the week last week for everything else. But yeah, man. So Luca, other than Destiny, you been playing anything else, or that's it?
No, just Destiny and Rogue.
No, that's cool. So where do we want to start? Do we want to just all right? So everybody, okay, we'll start with this one. Everybody here has a Switch. Are you guys interested in a Switch Lite? Not a Switch Lite, Switch Pro, if they actually release one?
No.
Okay, Luca says maybe. And my maybe is depending on what games are coming out. Because I'm pretty sure Luca is saying no, because right now there's no games that interest her on the Switch, right?
Yeah, there's nothing on the Switch that interests me. And the only game I've played for the Switch so far is Fire Emblem. And I personally think the game looks good as is. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't really care about it, like a stronger system.
Yeah. Now for me, I think a stronger system might bring more developers to develop on it and not just throw a multi-plat on it like a year or two later. But it really depends on what content is coming to it. And the reason why I bought my Switch is there was exclusive content going to the Switch last year when I bought it. It was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Astral Chain, games that weren't available on any other platforms. Yeah, all right, now I'm getting it. Now, so far, it's been collecting dust for the majority of this year. I would really like to play it, but there's nothing really for me to play right now. And I'm more interested in some of the other games that I'm playing on PC and PlayStation. And so, therefore, it's just like it's collecting dust. Now, I would love to buy a Switch Pro and then give my old school Switch to my son. But until then, it's just like, all right, I need to see the games. And I know how Nintendo works. They're really, really quiet, and then it hits you with a Nintendo Direct out of nowhere, and then look what we have. So I still kind of have. That's why I said maybe, because there could always be a Nintendo Direct, or shoot, even the VGAs a couple years ago when they first showed Ultimate Alliance 3 and said it was exclusive to Switch, where things can change. But until then, it's a no with a slight maybe in case anything changes.
A no with a caveat. I got you. So for me, I do want to switch. I want to Switch Pro, mostly because I do play my Switch pretty much every day. I wake up. That's the first thing I play, because I'm huge into Tetris. I do not lie when I tell people. First thing I play every morning is Tetris. It's literally when I'm getting, right before I brush my teeth, I play a couple games of Tetris because it kind of gets my mind working for the day. Just some type of brain stimulation. I used to do that with games like Brain Trainer and stuff a long time ago, because I just feel like I'm slow in the morning. Really slow, and I hate getting up, and I'm not an early person, so I try to play stuff like that to get me going. And I just get a huge benefit out of seeing those type of games on my bigger TV. The thing that I want to see the most is just I want to see more third-party support, and I think if they actually get something that could actually, and it's being rumored that they can get up to 4K with the new one and stuff. So if that's actually a thing. And granted, it shouldn't take that much to get Mario games at the 4K, because, they're not the most graphically intensive thing. But I just think that would be the next evolution for them. There's a couple of things that I would have to see on it before I completely pull the trigger. Like, I would need to see that new Metroid game. That would have to be a thing.
Metroid Prime?
Yes, I would have to see Metroid Prime, because I
don't
love
think
Metroid.
That's coming out anytime soon.
I don't either.
They had to reboot it, because they had a different team other than Retro on it. They had to reboot it. They gave it to Metro. I don't know if Metro was starting completely from scratch or taking whatever the other team had and retooling it. But regardless, I did see they had some listings for some big level, like high level director positions out there. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're anywhere close to, a minimum like 2-3 years before that game comes out. So, yeah, like if there's supposed to be a Switch Pro coming out next year, Metro Prime ain't going to be, another Metroid Prime game isn't going to be a launch title for it. Now, Breath of the Wild 2 might be something that you can expect, or maybe. But I mean, Metroid, nah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling. And the other thing is, I'm kind of worried about a Switch Pro if it does release, because the last time Nintendo released another handheld that was more powerful, they made a few games exclusive to it, like Animal Crossing, not New Horizon, but the one that came out, New Leaf, that came out on the 3DS, and you could only play that one if you had the new 3DS. You couldn't play it on the older one. So let's say something like Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. Is it possible that Nintendo has the balls to tell people like, hey, this game is only playable on the Switch Pro?
It's Nintendo. Of course they got the balls to do that.
And they would sell like crazy.
To offer a online service that actually gave you less benefits than the previously free online they were doing before that. And they charge you $20 a year for it.
Yeah, but they can get a Happy Meal with that membership, though.
But doesn't matter. Free versus $20, and you get less from it. They did it anyway. Okay. Would they come out with a game and say, hey, yeah, this ain't gonna work on your old school Switch? Yeah, I can see them doing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So Luca, what would it take for that? What is the one thing, just hypothetically, what is the one thing it would take for you to be 100% interested in that system?
If they had a game that looked good on it and I couldn't get the game anywhere else. So it would, I mean, it's games for me, man, when it comes to the Switch, at least. So that's the only thing I can really think of. No. But yeah, it would have to be like an exclusive that looked visually stunning in comparison to how it is on the regular Switch. So yeah, that's the only thing I can really think of. Like,
would it be based on performance on your TV or in handheld mode? Because I know I play mostly in handheld mode, so it would kind of just have to be in handheld for me. I don't know for other people, but what about you?
Well, I have a Switch Lite, but I would like to get a Switch that I could put on my TV. I wish I had gotten a regular one because I would have enjoyed playing on my TV with the little strategy stuff that you do in Fire Emblem. And that game is amazing. Wish Slomo had finished all his playthroughs, but whatever.
Hey, look, I did 2.
He ain't never gonna go back to that game.
I'm probably never going back. But I did mostly play mine docked. I did play some when I went on vacation to Florida, and I was on that long train ride. We did this whole train ride thing where you can bring your own. Like, we brought our own SUV, and they store the SUV or your vehicle on the train, and it was like a 20-hour train ride, like no lie. And I'm like, man, like parts of that, like you're going through tunnels and stuff. You don't have cell service. That wouldn't work for something like xCloud, but my Nintendo Switch that I can play offline, man, I was playing what is the Battle Chasers? I was playing that like the entire time that I was playing anything. So yeah, that's probably the only time I've played it. Yeah, the only time I've played it handheld was when I was on vacations. Like, I took a vacation recently, and I brought my Switch with me, and I played Road Company on Switch. Awful experience, by the way. But yeah, I was playing it, with handheld. But when I'm at home, yeah, if I'm not away or anywhere like that, I see no reason to not play it docked.
Did you take it to the beach with you?
No. I did not. Shout out the hardhead who goes to the beach to play his Switch.
Hey, there was a commercial that showed that. So
I know. I remember how we were laughing in the Discord about that because it was just like, what in the world? But like, no,
he was living in the future, man. He knew what was up.
Well, I mean, look, the beach house we had, like, it was completely secluded beach. We had a beach house, and it was literally like we're literally right there by the beach. It was like a little townhouse, beach house thing, and it was nice and all, but like I basically didn't even have to drive to the beach. It was just walk outside, you walk on the beach. And
was that first day? Was it cooler outside than inside your beach house that first day?
Yeah, because we didn't have any AC. Yeah, it was literally cooler outside. We basically
you had all the windows open, the front door wide pushed open.
Well, not the front door wide because bugs and stuff, but but we basically stayed outside that first day because it was hotter inside. And I went to a Walmart and bought like 12 fans. I'm exaggerating, 6 fans, because the house was just it was unbearably hot trying to sleep in that. And we was like, look, because it was an Airbnb thing, we was like told the owner, look, you gotta fix this ASAP. Like by tomorrow afternoon, it needs to be fixed, or we're going home. And we want all our money back. And they were like, hey, look, we get it. They got an HVAC guy out there. They fixed it. Everything was smooth sailing after that.
Took those fans back?
Hell yeah, I took them back. It's just like
put all those fans in the back of your car. These fans going home with us.
I went back to Walmart, right? I went back to Walmart with these used fans, like 6 used fans.
They probably looked at you like you was crazy. Like, what's this dude doing? Were they even in the boxes still?
I put them right back in the boxes, and I got a cart, and I put them in the cart, and I rolled them right up to customer service, and I was like, and they looked me right in the face, right in my eyes because I had my mask on, right, and they was just like, well, is there something wrong with them? Are they defective? Like all 6 of them? Come on, they're not defective. Right. I just don't need them no more. Taking them back. Here you go. Return. They were just like, all right, here's your money back. I was like, cool. Hey, look, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to pack 6 fans into my SUV on the ride home. I'm not leaving them in the house.
Listen, that's not what it was. You just cheap, bro.
yeah, that's true.
He needed that game. He needed that video game money back. He's like, man, these 6 fans was like 2 full price games.
Shoot, them 6 fans was like
$200 probably.
Like $250 something, but like I'm not like cheap. I mean, I didn't need the money. I just wanted the money back.
He's cheap. Yeah, guys, he's cheap. He could have spent like $25 on something. He spent hours fixing by himself. So
that's true. But I learned a lot by doing it. Stop bringing up old stuff, Luca.
I'm just saying.
Hey man, family first, man. She's always gonna let you know how you really are.
True. And Racer, yes, I did have a good time. It was a great vacation. It was something that I really, really needed. I'm glad I got time to get away. But I will always say, like, I know a lot of people wonder, like, man, you went to a beach. And I'm like, look, it wasn't like in Florida where there are crowded beaches and it's just COVID all over everything. People just like COVID in the air, just jumping on people. Like, no, it wasn't like that. Like, it was very, very secluded. Like, I may have saw like a total of like 10 people total out at that beach.
Crazy.
For the whole like 4 days we were there.
What beach was it at?
Out Virginia in no. See, now that would have been a problem. This was out in Hampton. So out in Hampton, Virginia. So yeah, I had a good time.
Sounds like a place that Slomo could call home.
Nah, man, I'm good. I don't know about that. Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Goopzilla. Someone needs to teach me how to play Destiny 2. I'm lost. I'll teach y'all how to become a drug kingpin in GTA Online. You might have to look up on that. You know what? We have that game. Don't you have everybody has Destiny on PlayStation if you have a PlayStation. Do you have any other content on PS4, Luca, or are you just the free version over there?
I'm pretty sure I have Destiny 2 on my PlayStation. I just don't know where it is.
Oh yeah, that means you got a physical copy.
Yeah, I got a physical copy. I have the Destiny PlayStation. So.
Oh, okay. Dang. The first one or the Pro or the original one?
The white one?
They both were white.
Were they really? I have the regular one.
Okay, the one with the little seal on the top of it.
No, just the plain white one.
Oh damn. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but this was before I was like into Destiny, so I just got the system because one of my buddies at work actually won it at a Smash competition.
Nice.
So he was like, I already have one, so I'm gonna sell it. I'm like, oh, cool. He sold it for like $100 cheaper than it was on the market. So
Yeah, we might have to jump over there one day because I do have a lot of people that ask us to come over there and play. Is because that's the thing. I think we're the only upfront people that actually talk about Destiny and say we hate the game, but we still play it enough that we can actually talk about it. So there's a lot of people that wants us to come over there and like just play PlayStation with them every once in a while, which I don't have no problems doing, especially since I own everything over there. Might as well get your mileage on it. But shout out to Cybernox, you're in the building. Shout out to Random Guy, thanks for coming through, bro. Shout out to Salty in here too, man. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Dizzy is still giving slow-mo slander about Frostbite, and man, this is crazy. Everybody up in here, Animal Crossing, Jesus Christ, here we go. Shout out to Basement Radio 8K Podcast. Woo! Sup Forte, Slow-mo, and Luca PCMR. Man, what's up with you and this whole PCMR thing, man? Do you really like PC that much over console at this point? We're gonna have to talk about that on Brap over on Wednesday. Don't let me forget about that, Slow-mo, because you know I'm very forgetful. But then I'm also talking to a person that forgets more things than I do. Let's see. So, Slow-mo, let me ask you a question.
Dead air, come on.
Is Slow-mo there? Slow-mo?
Okay.
Slow-mo?
Talk to me.
Jesus, I'm gonna talk to you. Luca, did you see or watch anything around this? Oh yeah, too late. I'm going to Luca. And I slandered you for 20 seconds and you ain't even hear me, so you have to go back and listen to the replay. Luca, did you check out that Black Myth Wukong?
I did not. Yeah.
I never seen a trailer for it?
No, I didn't. I watched like a clip on Twitter and I was like, okay, I gotta check this out, but I never got around to it.
Yeah, I know you're busy. So, Slow-mo, you made a video on it, which was amazing, might I say. I do like the fact that you tied the 13-minute video. I was wondering, like, how is this video 18 minutes long? I was like, it's not that much information to talk about. And then, like, literally at the 3-minute mark, he said, yeah, guys, I'll never do this. I'm just gonna let the video play through. I was like, getting that YouTube revenue. I get you. But what did you think, man? Tell me, what was your first thoughts on watching it?
It was more than that. Like, I rarely do. The only other time I've ever did that was for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which has gone dark since I did that video about it almost a year ago. But, like, I very rarely let full gameplay footage like that just play because it was... I mean, for people, the way I looked at it was like there are people who somehow haven't seen this footage yet. Why say, hey, go to this other channel and look up the video? Look, you see me bragging about how good the game looks. Here, watch the full 13-minute gameplay trailer right after my video. And I mean, it's amazing. What I really, really like about the developer Game Science is that the developer came out and so he originally released the footage because he wanted to kind of promote his project and try to get more developers to be excited about it, to say, hey, I want to work with your team. But then when it kind of blew up and so many people started seeing it and YouTube channels started talking about it, he was kind of embarrassed. I mean, look, as amazing as that game looks, this guy, his response is he's embarrassed because he feels like it could be so much better. He's like, he went on Reset Era and was just kind of going in on like some of the mistakes that were being made and how it's an old build, we're doing better. But like, it seems like Game Science, the whole development studio, are perfectionists. And when I did the video, I want to make sure everything that I'm saying is as accurate as possible at that time for a game and a developer. And I went to their channel, not their channel, but their website, and they were talking about how they're perfectionists and they want the game. The game, when people ask them what the release date is, they say the release date will be when the game is perfect for the player. And I love that. I absolutely love that because where else do you hear that? We really don't hear that by any other developer or publisher. They honestly could not give a flying whatever about when the game is perfect for us. For some studios, it's perfect 2 years after launch. For some, it's, hey, I know it's kind of buggy, but give us a couple of patches over the course of a month and it'll be just right. You know, and these guys don't even want to show you like a couple of graphical glitches here and there. I have 13 minutes of gameplay in this first reveal. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, I truly enjoyed watching. I was like, man, this looks clean. Like, you don't get too many reveals where the game looks that clean, but the developer says this game is nowhere near coming out, and we're not going to talk about that until it's 100% ready for the player. I will caution people when developers say that, because this is their first game they're making, right, Slow-Mo?
Say again, I couldn't hear you.
Is this their first game?
This is their second game. They did a mobile game before when they were basically subcontracted under Tencent, which is like the gaming version of the devil. But it was like a mobile kind of like it was actually came out on PC too as well. But it was like a RTS kind of game, but a little bit different than most RTS games. But this is a completely different genre, just in a completely different stratosphere than that previous game. So
I get it, Slow-Mo. Words are hard. They're hard for me too. I literally just took one word and just said this is going to be that from now on because I just can't pronounce it right. So I understand.
What was series?
Yep, I guess that's the word. Is that the word? Oh.
Yeah, that is the word. Like Xbox,
okay, well then that's the word.
Series X. Say it with me. Say it with me. Come on.
No,
Xbox.
This isn't
Series X.
Bye, Slow-Mo. Whatever. I'm not about to get into this with you. No, I think the game looks phenomenal. I think when I first saw it, I was like, man, when is this coming out? And then like crickets. So hopefully, they already did. They never even gave a platform for it. They're pretty much in their marketing. He's just saying it's coming to like next gen.
It's going to be essentially next gen. So it is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series systems, and they said streaming services that can handle it. So I'm probably going to say Google Stadia if it's still around when it comes out. So
that thing is, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be around when it comes out.
We'll find out on the 15th.
Hey, you'll find it, right?
We'll find out on the 15th when Microsoft drops theirs. So no, man, but that's a really interesting. I think your video was phenomenal, man. If you guys haven't checked it out, man, go check it out. It's not long, like especially the part where he's just talking about his thoughts on it. He does a really good breakdown of the developer and what he's looking forward into the game. I still don't understand how he doesn't like games like Sakrio, I just don't get that. You say you like the way that game looks and plays, but you don't like it.
Well, this game looks a whole lot more fast paced and a bit different than Sekiro and Dark Souls.
I get Dark Souls.
My turn off with those games has always been, I always kind of felt like the animations were janky, or the earlier ones, not really Sekiro, but like the early, like the Dark Souls stuff was just a lot jankier and not really my cup of tea, really. But this looks a lot more fast paced, a lot more combat oriented. Not combat oriented, that's not the word I mean, but just a lot more fast paced. And then like the different abilities, being able to transform into insects to avoid detection, transform into a huge wolf to deal with. Like it seems like there's strategy in your transformations and morphing into different other beings in order to deal with situations better. Because when he's just the monkey, when he was getting overwhelmed by so many enemies, he transformed into a wolf and just manhandled all of them. When he was fighting that big huge wolf boss, he transformed in the middle of that into the enemy. I don't know if you noticed, but he transformed in the middle of that into the enemy that he defeated earlier with the flame lance staff. The flame staff, he transformed into that guy that he defeated when he took his staff. And then because he was now burning the wolf, he was better handling that combat. So I like that bit of strategy too. It's a little bit different. And that's what really appeals to me. Now, granted, like I said before, I've always said before, I've never played the From Software games. They just never appealed to me. Maybe I'll try them one day, and I'll actually
might as well with that. I mean, especially if Demon Souls releases with the PS5, you're gonna have to have something to play outside of that Spider-Man game.
Oh, yeah, I will. I'll have Keena Bridges. No, I'm playing it on PC. I will have.
Wait a minute, Slobo. But why did you go play it on console?
Because on PC, I'll be playing it with higher frames. But
it's going to run at 60 frames per second, though. Did they say it's not going to run at 60 on
I will
PS4?
play at higher frames on PC. But look, regardless, there's more to play. I think I don't know if that's going to be possible, but like this will be showing the gameplay, more gameplay for Ratchet and Clank at Gamescom, which will be almost shocking to me that Insomniac would drop 2 games. Nah, that's not because they
it ain't gonna have. They're gonna spread that out. I think. I think Ratchet and Clank is gonna be like February, March.
Yeah,
it's gonna be first quarter of next year for them.
There'll be more games to play. Like
I'm just being hyperbolic. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of stuff to play.
On PS5.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. So that's cool. I really enjoy it. Best of luck to them, man, because that was a very. You don't get a chance to really see a game that looks that polished and them still saying that we're still nowhere near releasing this game. So that could all be hyperbole, but I'm hoping for the best with that one because it seems like a lot of people are interested in it because it's literally been the talk of the town for like the better part of the last week and like the better half of the week. So we're going to transition this before we get into the main topic because all the main topics pretty much tie into each other. So we're going to put those on the back end. I do want to talk about the thing that happened over this weekend, and it kind of started while we were on Scumcast, DC.
Control.
We're gonna talk about that after this. But the control thing, that's stupid, and that's not going to be it because we're all pretty much going to agree on that. But when it comes to the DC stuff, and I know this is like Luca, she's like people may not know it, but she's like super into everything DC, and she loves it to death. So Luca, now that you got a chance to really sit down, I know you were live on your podcast when all this stuff started hitting on that day. What were your takeaways from the event? Over the course of the weekend?
Yeah, I thought it was honestly really amazing. And there was a little something for everyone. I didn't watch the full thing because there were panels I wasn't interested in. And I like that they put out the schedule beforehand and they let you choose like, hey, what are you interested in? Make sure you get the scoop on it so you can come through. I watched the panels I was interested in. They showed enough of what I wanted to see. And I was really impressed by it. My main takeaways were Gotham Knights. I was genuinely shocked that gameplay was shown at a non-gaming show when real gaming shows can't even show gameplay. That's none of my business, I guess. Whatever. Mm-hmm. I was impressed by that. I was impressed by the Suicide Squad. I was like, oh, this is cool. The game, that is. And there's like another thing. I was also impressed by the Justice League footage that we saw. Shout out to Zack Snyder for losing his shit because someone dared to critique him just a little bit. Hilarious.
He put that dude in his place.
Put him in his place. The guy was right.
It
doesn't look any different. Like it looks exactly the fucking same. I mean, I'm not expecting it to look drastically different. I'm just saying that he wasn't wrong when he said, hey, this looks exactly the same. So the only thing that looked different was like Steppenwolf. And maybe Cyborg CGI was a little bit better.
It was a little bit better.
And then Henry Cavill didn't have his CGI mustache, thank God. And that's about it though. But you know what? I wasn't one of the ones campaigning for this actively, but I was looking forward to this. I am looking forward to this. I like the original version, but I feel like this Zack Snyder cut may end up being better. Because Zack Snyder, when it comes to fight scenes especially, in my opinion, Man of Steel showcased the best display of Kryptonian powers ever. The shit was amazing. It's amazing what he was able to do. I may have some concerns about the plot overall, but like I think the casting was perfect, and I'm happy that they got some of the original crew to come back. I'm happy that Ben Affleck is back. He's an amazing actor. I know a lot of people give him flack because of that Daredevil movie, but it's been years. You know what I mean? It's been years, and he's been
make a comeback.
I also kind of feel like actors.
He's already made a comeback. Like he's done so many great films. At first I was kind of like, okay. I remember when I saw the movie Gone Girl. I think it was in 2014. And I was like, Ben Affleck, I don't know. But I went into the movie and he did an amazing job portraying that character because I went and I read the book after I saw the movie. I was like, no, he did an amazing job. He's an amazing actor. So I had zero worries when they announced him for Batman. So I was like, all right, this is going to be great. I love his rendition of Batman in the sense that I love his suit. I love how he looks. Him as a Bruce Wayne, I mean, we didn't see too much of that, to be honest, but I like his rendition of Batman, so I'm excited to see him in his Flash movie. Shout out to the Flash movie, where we don't know if this is ever going to get made. It's been years, and we still don't have footage, but whatever. And overall, it was just like an amazing experience. I think people need to relax with the Marvel. What are you guys doing? Like, DC hasn't been messing up for years now. Like, relax, okay? It was an amazing event, but don't throw shade at Marvel. Marvel's been killing it for years.
Marvel on vacation right now.
Marvel has like a 30-point lead right now. Yeah, they're resting the starters, right, so to speak, so they can relax for a little bit. But yeah, I agree with Luca. I thought it was DC Fandome was really cool. I liked how it was spread out throughout the full day, and he had so much to show people. And whether you're a comic fan, you're a fan of the movies, or you're a video game fan, there was something for everyone. I do agree with her about Ben Affleck. I don't know about amazing actor. I don't think he's a very good actor and not as bad as people portrayed him as. And I think in regards to Daredevil, what I wanted to say was that a lot of times actors take the brunt of the blame when a movie is bad and people go, oh, you were horrible in that movie. But what they don't really realize is that the actor isn't directing the film, doing the CGI, writing the script, or doing any of the cuts and editing. All they're doing is acting. They're one part of the entire wheel, the entire cog, the entire way it works. And so just to blame the actor when the director could be blamed, or the writers can be blamed, or anything like lack of budget, whatever, it's just like it's not right to just blame him. And sometimes there are some really horrible actors that can tank a movie, but usually it's not. Like I have seen like some really great actors in some really bad movies, and then you also kind of wonder why people like Leonardo DiCaprio only works with certain people, only works with certain directors, only works with certain writers, why certain writers always choose the same actors to work with them, because there's a chemistry. Right. And they know when they say, I want you to do XYZ, they know exactly what you mean. They know exactly where to go, how to do it. And it takes less time, and there's just a lot more. They're all comfortable with one another. So like,
I want to say, like, a great example of that as well is Robert Pattinson. Twilight was over 12 years ago, and people are still bringing up the fact that he played Edward. It's been 12. He's been in several movies. He's a good actor. And also, Christopher Nolan has him in Tenet. I'm like, Christopher Nolan would not have a bad actor in his movie. Like, like that's something I truly believe. And I was just like, no, Robert Pattinson will be fine. He takes his role seriously, even if he comes off as a goofball sometimes. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not worried.
Is it his fault that the director in Twilight told him to look like, every time the girl shows up, look like you're constipated? Like, that's not his fault. Like, he did what he was supposed to do. He did what they told him to do. I mean, the script, the story, I'm sorry, but Twilight's trash.
Yeah, Twilight is not. It's not I mean, it's in my age demographic, so I have an excuse as to why I read it, because I grew up with it, right? But the Twilight series isn't good. We all know it. It's just for teenage girls, and that was the demographic. I was the demographic. I understand that.
Yeah, I think you guys are both right. I mean, like, for me, I just know, like, I have my wife is she's more okay with it now because he's been Batman for a while, but she's never been with the whole Ben Affleck as Batman thing. She just doesn't seem like it fits right. But she even said that he didn't do a bad job. She actually liked the way it was. She just doesn't think he fits the character. And I think for her, when I told her, I would say, hey, they're bringing out the Snyder cut. You interested? She said, how long is it? I was like, 4 hours. She said, I'm out. I was like, why? You didn't like the original? She just, I mean, everybody has different tastes and stuff. And it's like certain hero movies she's super into and stuff like that. She just tried, and next thing you know, she threw it down. It was like, I just can't get through that. I had to force myself to finish it and stuff. So that I was like,
but in regards to like some of the other stuff outside of the movies, I really liked Gotham Knights and Suicide. I mean, well, we didn't see gameplay of Suicide Squad, but I like the premise and the trailer.
Premise of it.
You're going up against the Justice League. You're going up against Superman. He looks crazed. He's just killing people with his heat vision. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I'm over evil Superman, but continue.
Yeah, I mean, it's
but I'm trying to figure out what else can they do though at this point.
It's not that difficult. Like, I think it's really a slight to the talent of developers to be like, what can they do with Superman? Like, they did Supergirl, the show, has gone on for 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
They have her fight other aliens. Just have Superman fight other aliens. That's all you got to do. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, that's what I was listening to Blackbot talk about that on Weapon Wheel the other day, and like he said, it's super easy. Just have him fight people like other celestial beings
that are at his power level.
His power level. You could definitely do it, but the thing is, they try to ground it so much in like our timeline in reality. It's like you'll never ever make a impactful Superman that way, at least nowadays, because the original Supermans and all the stuff coming up was really, really good, and that's just because most people that was just watching that stuff was just super naive to the actual premise of what the movies were going for. Now it's like you watch stuff like Endgame and Infinity War and I mean even Star Wars and stuff like that. It's like people have such a grander scope on what powers look like or just what an individual can do in a movie that it looks really plain when it's just grounded in such a reality like that. So
I mean, if you have creativity, you can do it. I mean, we watched in Infinity War
and a budget, I should say,
as Thanos threw a moon at the Avengers.
And Tony Stark made a joke about it.
Right. Like if you have creativity, if you got great talented people, and also, like you said, the budget to make sure that that vision actually is displayed on screen in the best way. Yeah, you can do that. I agree. Like evil Superman's overplayed. But then again, also with Suicide Squad, I was kind of Rocksteady's a good developer. Really good. And I thought they captured the tone of the Suicide Squad. So I thought, like, all right, I'm interested in where this is going for certain for 2022, right? I think. Gotham Knights, I thought looked amazing, and I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
We got Nightwing, who is some people may feel.
Hold on, I'm just gonna slander. Shout out to my boy Italian Clowns for not knowing that Nightwing is Dick Grayson. And
he sure did.
When he was asked, who do you think the Robin is? I don't know, Dick Grayson. I was just like, I gotta go, guys. So shout out to my boy. No tea, no shade, but full shade.
Gosh, Clowns! Why?
No, as soon as he said
Robin
that, I was like,
is Tim Drake. He is Tim Drake in this story. Or I would have loved that they would have, turned him into his latest, iteration of being Red Robin. But he is Robin. He's Tim Drake. Dick Grayson is Nightwing, and Nightwing is not unpopular. He's pretty cool. I'm really excited to play with those characters. Like and just the whole premise of Batman's dead, and they gotta try to get Gotham under control and all the chaos, and just the way it looked better than, dare I say, some superhero co-op games that are coming out in a few weeks.
Yeah, shout out shout out to Def Floyd. Thanks for coming through, brother. Shout out to Villain. Shout out to Sir Taz. I know Sir Taz has been here for a while.
Todd is Batgirl.
Oh, Jesus. Shout out to Artemis. What is Twilight? Is that the Twilight Zone? Oh my God. Dude, Twilight was one of those movies that I could forget, honestly. I I remember going to the show to go see the last 2 parts of it with my wife because she just wanted me to go with her, and it was like, to her, it was like the world had crashed around her when all that stuff was happening. I was like, what the heck what is this? But that's a whole nother conversation. But so for me, the only problem I had with the reveal, and it's not even really a problem, the only thing, and I talked about this on the show yesterday, it was like they're using characters that people care about to push the narrative of the characters that they want to show off, which is a great marketing ploy. You tell everybody that Superman's dead, and now you want to play this game in order to find out how the heck did this happen. So it's a smart way of doing it.
This dude really said Superman.
I know, and I'm like, I'm telling him Batman. He's just
like I'm not surprised that no one caught clowns yesterday, man.
Yeah, he was there.
No, did you hear what we said? You said Superman is dead. Did Batman.
I say Superman?
Yes, you said Superman. That's why I kept saying Batman.
Sorry, I don't know. 2 words back to back. Words are hard, Sloman. Remember? Yeah. So Batman is dead, and I think that they're using that as a cry to like get people to play that game. And then on the other end with Suicide Squads, they're saying we're going after Superman, and I just don't see the cast of characters they have to be able to do it. That's the only thing that I'm trying to figure out. There's got to be more to it. I mean, it's not saying that it can't happen because
how much you know about those characters, bro?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just talking about off my limited knowledge of what I know of it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it can't happen because I don't know.
Well, maybe
I'm not 100% invested in it. I'm not 100% invested in it.
A fresh storyline for these people who think they know everything about Batman, but all they watch are the movies and the cartoon.
Yes, and I 100% agree with you on that. That's why I think it's a smart move because it's going to get people more antiquated with the characters that they're bringing out. It's going to get people to want to go back and look at backstories to get them more interested in their stories. And then by the time this game does come out and when the people get a chance to play it, they can actually wove that narrative together and start branching off and building their own narrative with a bunch of other characters. Because as of right now, Batman and Superman are the like top heavies when it comes to video games for DC. They're trying to find a way to branch that out more, and that's how they're doing it with these games. I do think there's going to be ways, like probably not in Gotham Knights, where Batman's going to be playable, because I think that's going to be the carrot on the stick. They did announce that all of these games are taking place in the Arkham universe, so there could be some type of crossover at some point. All of that stuff's on the table. I just think it's a really cool idea that they're doing. And they're using their best two, well, they're not their best two, but their biggest 2 characters to actually promote everything else they want to do around it. So I think that's a really good thing.
That I am a little bit tired of these fake Batman fans crying on Twitter.
Being mad about Batman? Oh, yeah.
And they don't know anything.
Speak on it.
I mean, they know nothing. They know nothing about the character. They're fucking whining about the Bat family. They're like, they're not as popular and cool. And I'm just like, do you read?
Yeah,
they don't even read comics. Yeah,
that was a thing.
People don't know what they're talking about, yet they're the ones getting up in arms upset about this. Like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. I understand that you think Batman is cool because you've seen some movies, but shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Stop complaining.
I saw Luca throwing shade yesterday too, and like I don't know, it was people in the chat. She was like, "Did you even read the comics? Y'all talking like y'all read the comics?" I'm like, "Okay, Luca's in her bag today," but that's
perfectly fine. People can feel however they want to feel, but if you don't know what you're talking about, then don't talk about it, or don't make definitive statements when you don't know what you're talking about. That's all I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's the same thing. I haven't read the Witcher novels. I know a little bit about the Witcher novels. You will never see me telling a Witcher fan that things should be like how they are in the game when they read the novels. Like, I would never do something like that. It's why Geralt only has 1 sword in the show, and he doesn't have a beard in the show because it's based off the novels, not the game. Novels. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, people like to whine and complain and act like they're fans of something. It's like, dude, it's cool that you like this. On the surface level, but don't tell real fans. Don't try to tell real fans anything because you know what you're talking about, man.
Right. Sir Taz says Batman. They need a Batman Beyond game or movie.
I wouldn't mind a movie.
You know?
Yeah, I would
That would be
definitely
fire,
want to see a movie on it. That'd be pretty cool.
And then in the same line, he says F Batman, like 2 lines down. Good God. No, man. I think it's gonna be
That's probably a quote from the what is it, the Titans TV show
Oh
on DC
yeah.
Universe
Yeah,
with
it
probably is.
Yeah. You know, I would love to see
that show
Terry
was actually
McGinnis.
pretty good too.
You know, I would love to see Terry McGinnis either, and I think he would really work in a live action television show or movie. You know, either one is fine. So.
Yeah, that's a good Goopzilla. That's a good point. People just want them to do what they did in Arkham with Batman. I think, and that's the thing that I was talking. I tried to like say that on the show yesterday. I was like, you know, who wants to keep playing the same game? Like they literally made 4 games basically the same and just made the map bigger and more explorable.
They never wanted to change.
Yeah, this is their way. I mean, they're kind of forcing you. I mean, one's like, I know Suicide Squad is 4-player co-op, and I believe Arkham Knights is it 2-player? Is it 2-player co-op?
Arkham Knights is 2-player co-op, and Suicide Squad is 4-player co-op.
It's 4, yeah. So I think that's just their way of trying to. I mean, and that goes back to the whole inclusion thing when it comes to want to have all your friends involved. And you know, people are talking about games and services just because they're making it co-op. That doesn't mean it's going to be a games and service. It just means, and there's so many characters in Suicide Squad, you never know. We do know this is owned by WB, and like I said yesterday, they do own Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat comes out with $20 packs with 4 characters all the time. So you could be paying for extra characters when it comes to stuff that's being added into Suicide Squad over the course of the duration of that game. But I just think, who wants to keep playing the same game over and over again? You should want to do something different. You should want to experience something different. And this will be the first time you'll be able to do like a Batman type game with your friends, which I think is pretty incredible. So I think that would be a good thing. But do you guys have anything else you want to say about the DC fandom before we move on?
Quick question, and this isn't DC like it doesn't have to be DC universe, you know, related, but what kind of comic book related content would you want to see in a video game next? Like what would be the perfect thing that you would want to see taken from a comic and put into a video game?
That's a good one.
I can't think of anything. I like, to be quite honest, I'm not really a big fan of superhero video games. Like, it has to be really interesting to get my attention. Which is,
did you like any of the Arkham games?
I didn't play any of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not interested in them.
Yeah, I wasn't as interested in them either. It's like I played, one of my favorites was the Captain America game, which was pretty much a Batman game, honestly. I think it's just because I just came off of like seeing Captain America, then it just made, and they had a game out and it just made me want to play it. But yeah, I don't know. That
would be sick. We got some good ones in the chat. So definitely said Sandman.
Okay.
Interesting.
Spawn is good. Guapzilla.
Yeah, Spawn would be good too.
Spawn, but also Guapzilla said the Wildcats. I read the 4-issue limited series that Jim Lee and Chris Claremont did in the very beginning, and then the regular series up to like issue 30 before it fell off a cliff. But Wildcats was awesome for a while, and I would love to see that kind of like with Grifter, Zealot, Spartan, Lord Imp, all of them together, like in the video game. It probably will never happen because like Wildcats, who even knows about Wildcats anymore? But that would be great. My perfect one would be an X-Men RPG, and I say RPG because there's so many of them that you could really just kind of just add them all in and be able to like level them up and then have like different team compositions and stuff. It would be
talking about X-Men Destiny or something.
No, well, I mean, I'm thinking more along the lines of like almost like a Three Houses situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like have it be like based upon the X-Men Academy, the school with like Generation X, the New Mutants, like have them be young and be like building them up, but then it still be a school setting. So like you'll have the main X-Men teaching them, and they're going through everything that the X-Men have gone through with being targeted by different hate groups and stuff like that. But like I could see it being in a Fire Emblem Three Houses setting where you would create your own team out of all the young mutants, and then you could teach them yourself and then like have them go off and battle and fight. That would be amazing. That's like my perfect X-Men scenario game, but it's just who would do it, and would someone finally get the license for it from Disney, which probably won't happen, but
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Overall, well, Dizzy asked me, do I play Destiny consistently? Religiously, I said yes. He says, isn't that not like playing the same game over and over again repeatedly? No, you're right about that. But the difference is, I'm talking about when you're making a brand new game and it's not about the character that you're making it on, it's okay to make it different. Like, I wouldn't expect Destiny 3 if that thing ever gets released, which I highly doubt. I think they're going to build Destiny 2 into, they're going to drop the 2. I think by the time we get to New Light, or not New Light, whatever the latest one in 2022 is going, 23 is going to be. Whenever we get to that one, I think they're going to drop the 2, and it's just going to be Destiny. So, but that game is different because that's what it needs to be. If they were to make something completely different, I don't want to play what Destiny is in a completely different game. That's the same thing I'm saying about Batman. I don't want to play a Batman game just because it takes place in that same universe. It kind of can be something different because you're not beholden to what you actually did in those other games. So I do agree that it's kind of the same, but it needs to be different.
Destiny is an ongoing game, you know?
So, that game's like, never going to end. I swear it's never going to end.
Arkham games come out every couple of years. You know what I mean? So if the developers want to do something different, then whatever.
Exactly. I don't want to go against you on your Frostbite stuff, but you know, Frostbite kind of needs to get a little better for these other games, though. I will say that. But so man, you guys really appreciate that. Was a good conversation around that. So this whole control thing. So you saw what the developers came out and said, you know, they basically doubled down on exactly what they told everybody and actually said, guess what? You guys are going to pay this because this is what we're going to do. And I don't get it. I've never understood, you know, people going and saying, well, this is the same thing that EA is doing, the same thing. Come to find out, some leaked information around Call of Duty got released today, or got leaked today, that they're doing something where you have to have an upgrade path if you want to get to the next generation. But for me, I feel like the difference here is this company is asking you to buy something over again that you already own.
Right.
These companies are telling you, hey, you want Madden on the next gen system? You got to buy Madden. You just buy Madden here and you get it. Same thing with NBA. Just because they wanted to charge you $100 for the copy of the game that's going to get it doesn't make them a bad person. Just makes it that they know how to make money and they know people are going to spend that money. Same thing with Call of Duty. What this company is doing, what 505 and Remedy is doing, which is crazy to me, is they're basically telling people, hey, if you want to play the game you already own on the next gen, you have to rebuy it. Even if you own all the DLC, any of that stuff, you got to pay. Whoever wants to take over this, because it despises me that that's actually a thing. What do you guys think about this?
505 is they out there. They've lost their minds, and like this is actually worse than, as you were saying, Activision, and worse than 2K, which is, it's really hard to be worse than those publishers.
Isn't Activision doing the same thing?
Yes, no. But the game isn't out yet.
The game's not out yet.
So you like you
buy the game.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not saying it's great or anything. You buy whatever the ultimate version of Call of Duty, and you get the cross-gen version. They should just give you the cross-gen version like everyone else is doing. But at least it's a game that's not even out yet. 505 is saying, hey, we know you already pay for the base game. You already paid for the expansions. You already paid for all that stuff. Now pay for it again to get a cross-gen upgrade. That's ridiculous. Like it's not the same as when 2K hasn't dropped the NBA 2K game, that if you get the Mamba edition,
you get the
cross-gen edition. Yeah, which is, I think that's ridiculous. But this is even worse than that. It's like levels to it. There's ridiculous, and there is like, have you lost your damn mind? Especially when the fact that like Control didn't sell well. So who are you marketing this to?
Right.
If someone wanted to play the game by now, they would have already played it. It's been on sale multiple times. It's been on PS Now. It's probably going to Game Pass at some point. If someone wanted to play the game, they would have been played it by now. The only people who are really interested in this next gen upgrade are the people who already have the game. Now, what they should have did is they should have tied the
expansion
next
pass.
gen upgrade up to tied it to the expansion pass. You either buy this ultimate edition if you never played it before, but if you have played it before, just pay for the expansion, which is like $15-20. You get these great expansions, which are really good. They're good, really good expansions for a really good game. And you get your next gen upgrade. That's all they had to do. They would have got money from people who already played the game. And if you already bought the expansion, hey, you already got the free upgrade. Congratulations. That's all they had to do. They would have been good guys. But now they're the bad guy because they did some really crappy business tactics and then tried to defend it with the worst excuses ever. Like, whoever is their PR person, fired. Get out. Here's a box. Put all your stuff in it. Hit the door. Good luck out there. But don't do marketing anymore because you suck at this. That's what it needs to be at. Because that's what great. Like, the fact that they tried to say, we know some of you are upset about this, but we're going to do it anyway. Like, it's right. Like you don't even have an excuse. You acknowledge that people are upset, but then you don't, like, you either should not acknowledge it or do something about it. Okay, because you guys are upset about this. Everyone who already has the season pass, you get the free upgrade. It's not like people are going to buy the season pass without the main game. You can't play it. Duh. So either you already have the main game in the season pass, you're going to get money regardless if people are interested in playing Control on next gen consoles. It's really common sense here. Like, and I'm not even working in this field, and I think that's pretty damn easy to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Especially when I saw the reply to it, and they basically said that it takes time to build this stuff and all this other stuff. But it's like, to me, that's just super tone deaf, because all they did is alienate everybody that bought the game. You know, shout out to Randall. He did a video. When they was on their live stream for Xbox 2, he even said, he's like, you know, I don't know if I can support that developer anymore. You know, because if they can do that with this game, why should I buy anything else from you? And I also think this is like a precedent that no one wants to be set, because if a developer if they can sit here and say you got to buy something that you already own again just to get an upgrade, that's a problem. And like I said, none of this stuff sits right with me when it comes to any of this stuff that's an upgrade to another gen. But I can understand other platforms. I can understand NBA. I can understand Madden. I can understand those games because those games haven't released yet. You have the option to buy into that next generation by spending the money they want you to spend. And guess what? To some people, that's going to be beneficial, especially if you're buying a next gen system. Why pay more money later? Just pay a little bit of more money now. So I get that. I just don't understand what they were thinking when it came to this regard. But Luca, I mean, I know you don't care about too much stuff like this. You probably didn't even play Control. But what do you think about just the essence of what this means when it comes to gaming and how next generation can play out?
I am not sure how I feel about it, which is why I haven't said anything about it. I mean, it's also an option to buy the game again if you want to, because you said with the whole 2K and Activision, you know, people have a choice on whether or not they want to buy the game. People have a choice on whether or not they want to buy this upgrade. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure. Also, it's like, what exactly do they plan to do with the upgrade? And this is something that hasn't been normalized yet.
Right.
Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and I think something else. You know, those games are going to get upgraded. Cyberpunk. Those games are going to get upgraded, right?
Yep.
But it's just like, this isn't something that's been set as a precedent in the industry yet, you know? You know, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. I can't really go to the I'm outraged and this is anti-consumer, what are they doing bit yet, because all of this stuff is just still so new. Right. And we really have to see where the industry goes in regards to whether or not people are upgrading their current gen games for the next generation.
Yeah. And I get that. And like I said, that's why I like having you as a voice of reason, because I'm not, even though I don't agree with the stance, I do understand where you're coming from, because it's not been normalized yet. Like you said, it's going to be some time until that actually happens. The biggest thing for me, and I think just the hang up for a lot of people, is the fact that it's a game that you already own. I just think, the messaging that Microsoft put out, and this isn't owned by Microsoft, so they definitely don't have to be held to that, is the fact that these games are going to go forward with you, but they do say it's a developer choice. I just think we haven't came across a developer yet that has a game that's available that isn't giving you the upgrade for free, especially if they're trying to sell you a new DLC. Like Slomo said, when they started showing off the new Alan Wake DLC and showing him as a character in the game, that was a perfect opportunity for them to say, hey, new DLC coming out on this day. If you already own the game, buy the season pass. You'll automatically get the upgrade to the next gen if you want to get it. If you already own the season pass, good for you. You're already in. I just think it just kind of stings to people that actually own the game already to say that you have to purchase the same game all over again to take advantage of the features that a brand new system is going to give you, especially when they're inside the same family. And this is just all tied to the fact that
GTA 5?
Go ahead.
Did you people have to buy GTA 5 again?
Well, GTA 5 was going from two different generations, though. It was completely different.
You mean back in 2013?
So yeah, when they had the did they release it for the regular consoles or what?
Yeah, it was.
It originally came out on 360 and PS3.
Yeah, I remember because I bought it.
Then you did have to pay for it again, which was
what, a year later or so?
Either a year or 2 years.
A year or
Destiny
two.
was the same way.
Yeah, it was no more than 2 years, if that. So it was somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm just.
Well, no, and like I said, I agree.
I really do not remember if they came out at the same time or what. So.
Well, it was the same thing. Pretty much every game was like that. Battlefield was like that. Every game you had to rebuy on
The Last of Us and The Last of Us Remastered.
Last of Us Remastered. So, like you said, this is something that people aren't just used to. I just think over the course of this whole entire generation, people have just became more aware of especially digital purchases of stuff that they own, and then
it's a year later. All right. Yeah. It's just okay, I understand that things are different now, but it's kind of certain things are changing in the industry and in regards to how we play and what developers are doing. But it's just kind of I can't automatically throw them under the bus for this, just because it is still so new, And The Last of Us Remastered, that's a good example, as is GTA 5. So it's just it's not like this is the first time people have had to pay for upgrades. So I'm just kind of neutral on it right now, and I'm gonna have to wait and see what happens. At the end of the day, I'm going to ride with the consumer. If the consumer feels that this is wrong, then I'm with the consumer. But I'm not going to demonize the corporation.
Yeah.
Well, I feel you on that, Luca. Let's get the super chat real quick.
Yeah. Shout out to Dirk Griggity for the $5 super chat. What is up, y'all, man?
What's up, Dirk?
Man.
How's
Appreciate
it going,
you.
man?
Thanks for the super chat. Go ahead, Slobo.
I feel Luca. She's a bit more neutral on this topic. I'm all in on the what the hell is wrong with you playing train, and here's why. For two reasons. Everything I said already before, but mainly the two reasons is that I believe they would have made more money. This is definitely about money. This is all about money. Why they're doing this, but I feel like they would have made more money actually just charging telling people if you want the cross-gen upgrade, pay for the expansion. Yes, it's less of a dollar amount, but you would have got more people spending money on that to play the game, upgrade it next gen, than people spending $40 for the Ultimate Edition when they already feel outraged that you would charge me twice for the same game that came out last year. Yeah, it used to be like that. And maybe that's what the plan, that's been their plan for like over a year before the game even launched. This was their game plan, thinking this is how things were going to be this gen going into next gen the way it was going into this gen. But then you see Microsoft talk about smart delivery. You see PlayStation talking that same talk. You see CD Projekt Red saying, hey, free upgrade for everybody. Yay! You see Ubisoft saying all of our games free upgrade. Yay! You over here like, no, we ain't gonna do that. Like, yeah, at some point you're gonna have to like you could have saved yourself here, and you could have made more money by saying, hey, look, we're not doing just the free upgrade, but if you pay for the expansion, you're gonna get the awesome expansions we have for this awesome game, plus you're going to have all that into the next gen upgrade. I can't see anyone complaining about that, and they would have made more money. That's one of the main reasons why I think they out their damn mind. The other one was that PR statement they came out with.
It was pretty bad. Yeah,
it was horrible. Yeah. Like, who approved this? Like, someone should have said, okay, do we have a statement? We're getting killed out there. Yeah, boss, I got a statement. Here you go. All right, cool. We feel you. Okay. We understand your feelings are hurt. Okay. This is good. We ain't changing shit. Hey, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, man. Wait. Who wrote this?
That's the further you got into it, it got even worse.
Yeah, it's just like, wait a minute, hold up. You're not even telling them what they're getting? Like, they haven't even told us what you're getting in the free upgrade. I mean, in the cross-gen upgrade for the next-gen consoles, like, there are a lot of features that are in the PC version, which I have, that aren't available in the console versions. Are you getting PC all of those?
Free, Slow-mo?
Oh yeah, absolutely, it is.
That's what I thought it was.
I'm getting the update. Like, when sometime in November, I'll just get an update through Epic Game Store, and if there is anything extra they're adding, if not, it's just going to be the same thing I already have, which is that would be ridiculous. It's literally the same stuff that you already had, or people on PC already had, and you're charging. Like, I on PC spent the same amount of money you spent on consoles for a better version of the game that ran better, and now they want you to spend twice to get what I already have.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy, ain't it?
Crazy. So yeah, I'm already in the boat of, nah, y'all out your damn mind. Now, I'm not saying I'm not gonna play the expansion that's coming out, I think, in a couple of days. The Alan Wake expansion.
This week.
I'm definitely playing it. I'm not like boycott Remedy. I ain't playing Crossfire X. Shit, I'm playing Crossfire X. But I can't rock with this move. This move is dumb, and I really do hope it backfires and no one buys this Ultimate Edition and they feel sorry for themselves. But it is what it is.
Nope, I'll wait for Game Pass. That's what I'm waiting for. At this point,
it's
like you said,
to backfire. It's most likely.
Yeah,
Control already had issues when it was launched, and it was received lukewarm, so it's going to backfire.
Yeah, Luca, remember we were in the Xbox Live Party chat, and I was playing Control on my Xbox with you guys, and I was just like, yo, every time I get into a firefight, the frame rate goes into the teens every single time on the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then there was one time where it was just single digits, like it was a slideshow. Like I was just like reading a book of I was playing. You're like, okay, next page. All right, I'm shooting someone. Next page, I got shot. Like, it's just, what is happening here? Performance is awful on current gen consoles. And then, hey, if you want decent performance, give us $40. Like, nah, like that's just not gonna fly with a lot of people. Even for people who really enjoyed the game, it's just not gonna fly for them, man.
Yeah, this is definitely a want to put your money where your mouth is. But by the way, shout out to Dirt. He got a lot of flack today. You keep doing you, bro.
Oh, what happened there?
Oh, his podcast was just the trash.
Oh yeah, yeah. And they were doubling down on it too. I was like, they sending messages like,
it was hilarious. He was like, "This is why we don't let ponies on the show." I'm like, "That's right, discriminate, baby."
What?
Yeah, hey, that was mad entertaining. I know Dirt was a little upset, but I'm sorry, bro. I thought the whole exchange between you and Chris and Jay Barry was just funny. I enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys, giving me some entertainment today. So that was awesome.
Look, man, all I saw, I just
scumbag.
Yeah, man, I just saw it. I was just laughing. I was talking to Chris, and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's the truth, Forte." I was like, "Bro, y'all know what's going on with you guys." But man, that was a really entertaining thing. So let's move on to the final thing. Let's talk about this Halo thing one last time. Jesus, I'm tired of talking about Halo, but Halo is like literally all Xbox has at this point other than Game Pass, and it just seems like things get worse and then they get better and then they get worse again. And we actually got some clarification on some of the stuff that was reported on yesterday that kind of changes the whole scenario. So, Slomo, why don't you go ahead and take us off when it comes to what's going on with Halo right now?
Yeah, so there was a tweet from, man, let me go back and find it. But the guy, he's I won't say he's the creative director, but he is definitely up there with like one of the directors of the game. He said that there have been some fake rumors out there that the game is going to be delayed further into 2022 and that they're canceling the Xbox One version, and those things aren't true. So
yeah, that was the community manager.
Right. So it looks like what's going to be happening is that they're still planning on doing the Xbox One X and then One S versions, and they don't have any plans to delay the game to 2022. Now, I'll just speak my piece on that information. I think they should probably just get rid of the One X and One S versions, not because that is going to dramatically make the game design better. That's not how game design works, but because the people they have dedicated to working on that can then also be transitioned to working on the PC and Series X/S versions. And therefore, that's more resources going towards making sure this game releases in 2021. Doesn't have to get delayed into 2022, and make sure that those versions are at their very best as far as taking advantage of the hardware that is available. That's what I would like to see. Otherwise, it's I like, as I said before, I like the gameplay. I like the way the gun play looked. I like the way the gameplay looked. It reminded me of Bungie Halo, but the pop in, the terrible draw distance that was almost non-existent, the lack of textures on faces, the glued on beard for that Marine, like they got some work to do, and it's just 343 really ain't this developer. I feel is really up to the task for it. I think I'm not going to go as far as they need to be completely removed off of Halo, but I do think they need new leadership. And have
you said that before?
I have said that before, yes.
So where did you decide to flip flop?
Oh, what? Wait a minute! How am I flip flopping? Don't go high and what?
She'll never say that to. She'll never say that to me, bro, because she knows where I stand on it.
I did not flip flop. I've been saying this for the longest.
I absolutely do not know where you stand on anything.
Yes, you do. Everybody knows where I stand on 343.
So
I'm like, well, maybe Luca, if you watch my videos, you would know what my stance was on things. But
I watch your live streams, and you seem to switch it up every other day. But
I don't change what I say at all about this. When's the last time
I know it's difficult to remember things when you do.
I know it must be really difficult for the words to reach you down there because I
understand that it's difficult for you to remember things with your dementia because of your old age. But I got you, boo.
I have not changed my stance on this at all since all this stuff came out about their development issues whatsoever. Okay. And I have been said that Bonnie Ross really didn't seem like a good fit for 343. I haven't liked how all their games have released buggy messes. And they don't, out of all of their developers, they've almost been there the longest, yet have the worst track record. So that's been consistent from the very start. And yeah, I've been consistently saying either you need to I was saying they delay the game before they delayed it. That was one thing. And then I said 343 doesn't seem up to the task if you've been working on this game for this long. And you have all these issues. You have developers coming out and saying things like upper management doesn't listen. The workflow's horrible. It's a toxic environment. Everything is chaotic and unorganized. All those things are a leadership issue because regular engineers, artists, sound engineers, they can't tell everyone else what to do. It's about direction. If your direction is wrong, then you need to replace leadership. And then this also goes to Xbox leadership. They're the leaders of the Xbox division, because there's no way you weren't aware of all this. And if you weren't aware of all of this, you've been an absentee parent, so to speak, because you haven't been paying attention. And you should have been paying attention to your studios. So if any of that is somehow the opposite of what I've been saying for the past, month and a half or two, please let me know.
Oh yeah, I just want to point out that you started your sentence with, I'm not necessarily saying they should get rid of the 343 from doing the game, and then you elaborated further by saying, yeah, I might have said that, or the leadership. So you did an either or there. That's why I questioned you. But thank you for elaborating on it, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I said I'm not saying they should replace 343, which is something that has been brought up many times before, and many people feel like 343 should just be off of Halo, period. I'm not saying go there yet. I'm saying bring in new leadership first. Do that first. Try that first.
Luca?
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Okay, Luca. What do you think?
What do I think? I think that once again, goofballs on Twitter decide to run with unsubstantiated rumors and then end up looking stupid. Like, come on. You couldn't have waited a couple of days before talking about how, well, they're dropping this support. It's being dropped. Oh my God. I told y'all. We told y'all this would happen. It's like, okay, y'all want to wait for actual clarification? I mean, you seem to talk a lot of shit about how people are always talking about fucking Insomniac Spider-Man and running with all these unsubstantiated rumors and how they shouldn't do that, but then you do the same thing with Halo. Interesting. Just interesting. I don't know.
Luca must have heard my video that's going out at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to me that people are still doing this stuff to this day. It's like they just like looking dumb. That's why I never put myself out there unless I'm sure about something. I'm just like, let me just be careful about this. I'm not trying to get dragged. All right. I know there are several people who are after me. That is why I'm careful. Okay. So I gotta watch my back against my own panel. I gotta watch my back against my chat, and I gotta watch my back against my enemies. All right. Anyway, so like, good luck to them, I guess. Like, I genuinely do not want to talk about this Halo thing
good luck to them, I guess. I don't know.
I'm done with talking about Halo. I don't care. Like, whatever.
I am
Let it come out.
sick of talking about it too.
Especially
we know it's not coming out anytime soon. It's like, what is there to talk about?
Yeah, it's not relevant anymore right now. So
we're not going to see anything until like summer next year. Like, if that, like, I mean, or if they say, hey, it's coming out in April or something, they said was 2021. There's 12 months in a year, so who knows where in 2021 is coming out? But until we hear more,
they really said they're delaying to 2021.
Yeah,
they didn't just say they're delaying. They didn't. They added the year.
No, they said 2021.
Okay.
They said delayed. Didn't they also?
No. I get that they said delayed. I didn't know they added a year. So.
Oh yeah. They definitely said 2021, which is like never gave part of the rumor was that they were talking about delaying into 2022, which is also what that 343 director was squashing in his tweet today. I think there was some content creator.
It was Snipedown.
Yeah, who had like tweeted out, and then he had responded to that, and so he shot down the 2022 talk, and were dropping.
Let them delay it to 2022, please.
Oh, let them delay it. I'll get to it. Go ahead, Slow-Mo.
Yeah, I agree with Luca. Go ahead and delay it until it's ready. That's where I'm at. If it's 2023, so be it. Like, I don't care when it comes out. I just care about it being good when it comes out. And it being the best 343 game that they've ever made, that looks the best than they've ever made, and plays the best. That's all I care about. If that takes 3 more years, so be it. Just make sure that it's there when it comes out. Don't delay it, and then it's still not good. That's the problem. Like, that's a serious problem. So do what you gotta do. Keep delaying the game if it's necessary.
Yeah. Shout out to ATL. With the $5 super chat. Props to you three consistently supporting each other, man. Look, that's not hard to do when you actually like the people that you hang out with. Mm-hmm. And Slow-Mo and Luca have done so much for me. We've been there for each other. That's why it's definitely not hard to have each other's back when it comes to anything that we do. So
yes, we are actually friends outside of the podcast. So.
Right, exactly.
It's always. It's not a problem when like if we had some issues, y'all would never know about it.
Exactly. Right.
Exactly.
And that's no shade to anyone else that's doing how they do things. But like, if I ever have an issue with any of these people, it's nothing but a phone call.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my take. So I'll give a little glimpse into tomorrow's video. The biggest thing for me is with them, I've never believed in 343. They've never done anything that I feel like deserves the support that a lot of these people give them. They instantly became this great developer just because they took over a $5 billion franchise. And I don't get why people feel like they're a developer that's good enough to carry the torch for something that another developer that used to make their game is literally making a game that's better than theirs. And it's being more, maybe not as profitable because the IP isn't as well known as Halo is, but they're doing a better job in making their game and making their people want to stick with that game. So I just don't get all the support and love that 343 gets. I don't want to see them fail, because them failing means Halo fails. And Halo is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I just feel like at a certain point, something's got to give. Ever since the Master Chief Collection came out, a game that was fully featured, a game that had 4 different versions of a game that worked individually of their own parts, and you bring out game out and you break it, I was done with them then. I was like, how do you break a game that worked 100% because you want to do some fairy tale way of bringing people together in a different game? I understand. I love the ambitious. I love how ambitious they were trying to be with it. But if you can't pull it off, don't do it. And it just seems like to be the story of 343. They're trying to build 2 different versions of the game. Is that partly Microsoft's fault? Yes, because Microsoft should have known that this studio isn't equipped to try to build a next gen version and a current gen version of a game and still get the game in a susceptible state that people want to play it in. So I blame them just as much.
I think it's too soon to say they're not equipped for it.
Well, the game was supposed to come out this holiday and it's not coming out this holiday. So they've
had to pull people from other studios.
Yeah, from other studios to help fix it. So the game wasn't. So as of right now,
saying it's definitely a leadership problem.
Yeah, and then just to come out to being with all of these different interviews talking about how the Halo show took precedence over a whole bunch of other things because the TV show was more like they looked at the TV show as more important. And I'm sorry, if the game isn't good, people aren't going to care about your TV show. They're not. As much as I love Halo, if I'm not playing a game that enthralls me in that universe, I don't care about the show. That's just how my mind works. And I think a lot of other people's minds work. You kind of associate one with the other. I'm happy to know that the game was delayed. And honestly, I'm just like you guys. I feel like this game should not come out anytime soon. I don't even think 2021 is. I think we're not even seeing the beginnings of what the delays on this game is going to be, because I am a firm believer that at this point, they already said they're not, well, anything can happen, but as of right now, from the horse's mouth, this is why you're supposed to wait for, news to come from the developer before you do anything. They say they're not delaying the game and they're not taking it off Xbox One X or the Xbox One family of systems. It's going to be there. So the fact of knowing that, I think that's a mistake. But I understand why they're doing it, because they already made a commitment to Game Pass. They want to keep people subscribed in that service. They already told people that Halo is going to be a pillar that everybody on the original Xbox and Xbox One family of systems are going to be able to play. So they got to keep that narrative going. And on top of that, and then you got this next gen version of the system that people are going to be buying without a Halo game. So it's like, you kind of are in a catch-22 with this whole situation, but I just feel like I'm a selfish gamer. I said this on many podcasts. I don't care about what other people get when they play their game. If you can't go out and buy a $400, $500, $600 system to get better frame rates, better graphical fidelity, that's not saying that you shouldn't be able to play the game, but that shouldn't hold me back from enjoying the game the way I want to enjoy the game. That's why I play games like Destiny on PC. Whenever my friends want to play with me, I'll jump on console because I don't have a problem doing that. It sucks, but I shouldn't have to do that on the same ecosystem. If I buy an Xbox, I shouldn't have to be stuck playing the game in an inferior way just because other people feel like they want to be stuck in that ecosystem. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, 100% go with you. I'm never going to tell you you're wrong. But when it comes to the development of this game, I feel like at this point, they need to just put their foot down and say, look, this game ain't coming out no time soon. And Halo's reputation is on the line right now. They can't bring out a game that's half-assed at all. This game has to blow people away among the things that Microsoft hasn't been able to do this whole generation. And that's what people don't understand. This game is going to be so scrutinized when it finally does release. If this game makes a picture perfect, is something wrong with the game.
I have a question for both you guys. And here's a scenario, right? Let's say, okay, so they delayed it to 2021. Let's say there's still more that needs to happen. Let's say a lot of the issues that we've been hearing behind the scenes are continuing, and they do need to delay it to 2022. Now, remember how they were saying, all the Xbox executives were saying that they were supporting Xbox One systems for 2 years.
For 2 years.
Next generation. So is it really, if it gets delayed again into 2022, do you guys think it's even worth it to release it, the old gen, like the last gen version, when you're not supporting that anymore at that point?
Well, that's why I say it's a catch-22, because that's why I feel like it's not coming out to 2022. But they're at a point where they already told these people that that's what they're going to do. Now, Microsoft is afraid of changing their mind.
That they definitely have to do it because they said they were going to do it. So they can't drop it, even though we've seen like Cyberpunk 2077 say they were going to have certain features in the game that they're not going to have.
That's not an entire game.
Yeah.
That's a feature. It's like, do I think less people will it be a story if Microsoft decided not to bring it to the original Xbox and Xbox One and Xbox One X? Yeah. Would it be a big story? Probably only for like a week. Because once the game comes out and everybody starts seeing it, and especially if they blow people away like they gonna have to, people won't even care.
I would if I was them, I would take that. If I knew that it would only be maybe some sour grapes for a week, but people would get over it. And we already see a lot of people already getting, when that rumor came out that they were going to drop current gen versions of the game, a lot of people who were prior to this all in the camp of, no, you have to support the last gen that's pro-consumer, right? And then they flipped it to, hey, look, well, get rid of it. If it's holding us back, get rid of it. Hey, look, you already know that people would be down for it. If that's the case, cut it. As I said before, like if you could use the people who are assigned to that version to then go work with the other guys that's working on the Series X versions and the PC version. It just seems like it would speed up development to me.
No, and I agree. And shout out to what you just said about the people that literally flip-flopped on their decision. Like, stand on your square. Like, don't change your opinion just because
listen, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it just kills me that you're talking about flip-flops.
No, listen, no, I've never changed my opinion. That's the one. I've never changed my opinion on Halo. Stand on your square. When it comes to this, it's like, to me, I'm like, how are you going to sit there and say that it shouldn't come out on old systems just because the narrative has changed now? No, to me, I feel like they told people this is what they're going to do. That's what they should do. What I want them to do and what they should do is two different things. I want them to completely move on from next generation. I don't think it should be a thing. But for people that have been starchly saying that graphics don't get held back, design does. That's not going to change with this game. The game is still going to be held back by design because they're not going to rebuild the whole game. Because that's my whole thing. If you were telling me that you were scrapping this game and redesigning it from the ground up to work on the next gen system, I'll be like, cool. That's what we're looking forward to. But we're not going to get that. We're going to get a half-baked version of the game that kind of takes advantage of the Xbox. It's going to it's going to be some mixture of something that everybody really truly doesn't want.
That really sounds horrible.
I just think it's too soon to give, definitive statements like that.
What, on 343? What have they proved to you? Have they proved anything to you?
No, the fact that you said it's going to be half-baked, like, I think we should just wait, because for me, I typically give developers 3 chances before I'm like, all right, I'm done. We
gave them 3 chances already.
What, with the Master Chief Collection?
Halo 4, Halo 5, Master Chief Collection.
But they weren't like, what, were they redoing all those games? That already had a previous code, right? So they were just...
Yeah, and you took a code that worked and broke it.
And I get that, but it's like, this is their 3rd game that they're making.
Okay, and I get you on that.
They had the foresight in order to delay it. Now, I know a lot of people are saying they delayed it because everyone was like making fun of it, but I definitely think a delay was in order in general as well, especially with how shaky their initial statement was when they were like, "Oh yeah, we decided on this and months ago." And this is a build from January, but it's like, oh no, it's actually from 2 weeks prior to when they actually dropped it. So they've been pretty shaky on all that stuff. I think a delay was in order already. And I'm not like, I don't care about Halo. The multiplayer is fun for 5, right, but Halo is whatever to me. But for me in general, I give developers 3 chances. It's what I did. It's what I'm doing for BioWare. The next Dragon Age. If this next Dragon Age is bad, I'm done with them.
I'm done with them.
You said you're done with them.
Like I don't care what they do. If they screw up Dragon Age 4, I don't care what they make going forward. I have nothing. I'm all in for Archetype Entertainment, which is the small studio that is a collection of former BioWare developers, and the Mass Effect lead writer Drew Karpyshyn works for them and is writing their next game, their first game. So I'm all in on those guys. Any energy I have towards BioWare, any energy that's left is all going towards them and whatever they're making. So I will be done with BioWare if this next Dragon Age game is messed up. That's the 3rd game for me. It was Andromeda, Anthem, and now it's this 3rd game. We'll fucking see. And I'm done with Bethesda. And you know what? Should have been done with Bethesda.
It doesn't take 3 games. It didn't take 3 games for me to be completely done with Bethesda. All right. As soon as that Fallout 76 is like 30 games in one. All right.
The funny thing is, I hear that game is actually really good.
Good now. For them.
Stop it.
That's what I hear. I see so many people playing that thing now.
Close your ears.
Like, it wasn't like they did.
Give your ears to Mark Cerny. That's what you hear. I don't care what you heard. Fallout 76. I don't care.
It's still trash. I agree.
It's trash in my eyes. Everything Bethesda make themselves is,
and it's not just like how the game was; it's how they reacted to it afterwards. They're fucking liars. And
that's true.
And Pete Hines is, listen, fuck him. Honestly speaking, I get that he's the marketing guy, but you suck at PR. You suck. You're garbage. You're trash. Fuck you. So I'm done with Bethesda. as it stands right now.
You remember the collector's edition for that? How they marketed like this like heavy duty, very expensive looking canvas bag. Gave people a green trash bag.
And that's not even like the full scope of the issues there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I understand your discontent with 343, but I'm willing to give them another shot with this last one and see how it goes. And if it ends up being really bad, then I'll be all aboard they need to get rid of 343 and have some other developer take over for Halo, because this is your flagship franchise and it's not doing so well, guys.
Yeah.
No, and ultimately,
Luca, why I said I think before they take that route, that they change out the leadership and before deciding, 343 is just not going to work for this. Like I made this suggestion last week, and I said that I think just right now Bonnie Ross should go. And I feel like if I was Bonnie Ross, I would want to go because I have clearly failed in every aspect of what my job is. Now, if I was, say, Matt Booty, I would actually hire someone to basically be like her second in command, shadow her, and have that person be her successor. Now, also tell her, hey, look, I think you should finish this out, get the game to launch. But once you get the game to launch, we're going to make some changes. This person here, he or she is going to take over. Can you please work with this person? And we'll make sure that you get a great severance package on the way out. But this person is going to take over. They're going to change things how they would like to see it. And so as soon as the game launches, she's out, new leadership is in. She does however they want, and they can probably bring 343, hopefully, into a better light. I would love to see that kind of transition into new leadership. But
I would love to see that too. And
considering who we're dealing with here, that's probably not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen. But like I said, just to reiterate, my whole stance, I don't want them to fail. I want them to do great because I want this game to be good. But it's just like, I'm with you, Luca. I agree 100% in what you said, because I feel like being a Halo fan is like, it's like kind of being a Destiny fan. You're always being kind of let down at the worst opportune time that can happen for the franchise and stuff.
I don't expect anything from Bungie.
Yeah, I don't either at this point. It's like, I think that's probably why we actually enjoy the game more now, because we don't expect anything from Bungie. But the biggest thing for me is always going to come back to, they made a really good story in 4. 5's multiplayer was good. Story was like, okay, it wasn't terrible, but they just mismarketed it. And then Halo Infinite is the one thing that they did great was graphical fidelity in both those other games. And I don't know what happened to the graphical fidelity.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I was like, I was super sketched, I was just like, wow, the Halo 5 is beautiful. And then they showed Infinite.
And then they showed this. So I think that's what it is for me. It just seems like when they fix one thing, they break another. And now they broke the eye candy in the game. The one thing they were truly good at is making a good looking game. And that's why I keep coming back to the fact that people keep saying, that's why I want people to stand on their square. Don't say you don't want to come on the old gen, because the old gen is not the problem why the game looked terrible. The old gen is nowhere near the problem for that, because we seen Red Dead Redemption, we seen Halo 4, we seen Halo 5, we seen games look better than what they showed on July 23rd on that infamous afternoon when Craig became the biggest thing popular in Halo history. We saw what they can do before. And it's just disappointing to know that we keep giving you this olive branch to say, please do better. Please make Halo great again. Unfortunately, I don't want to use that phrase, but that it kind of fits this state. We just want them to make it better, and they just haven't done that.
I understand your passion, and
so that's
it. So I get why you feel the way that you do, and I'm not trying to take that away from you. So.
I appreciate that, Mom. But
let me just say, I just wanted to say something that
go ahead.
In regards to what you two were saying about how like Halo 4 and Halo 5 look really great at the time they came out, they looked amazing. And it kind of goes into some of what these like Glassdoor reviews were saying and what people were saying about, and then they pretty much a lot of the confirmation coming out that they rely on far too many contractors than full-time engineers and developers. And if you do that, a lot of times with contractors, they know it when they're working, that their contract is up and they get released as the game hits gold, and then the rest of them get released once the game launches. If you got so many people who are maybe really great storytellers or really great at designing the campaign, and that's how Halo 4's campaign was so great, but those same people weren't there for Halo Guardians, and then that's where you get the result that you got. But then you made sure to get good people for the multiplayer, and the Halo Guardians multiplayer is excellent, but you didn't have those people before, and now you don't have those people going into Halo Infinite. It's like every studio relies on contractors. The contracts don't work out, but to rely on so many is, yeah, I don't like seeing stuff like that. And that again, that kind of goes back to leadership, because it's leadership who hires those people or decides we're not going to get full-time people in for these positions for whatever reason they chose to make that kind of decision. It's just, it ain't a good look. And
I agree. And like I said, just to close it out, man, you're only as good as your weakest link, and their weakest link are all of these contractors that don't have a home to, like, they can't call 343 home. So why do you think you're going to get your best work out of them? Why do you think they're going to be the ones that's going to go out and make sure everything is working perfectly before they leave?
Right.
You know, it's and then you got your normal full-time people trying to clean up messes that people that left behind, because guess what? You're not showing them the respect that they deserve by doing the job that they're doing. So they're going to treat you like shit, just like everybody else. So look, man, you get what you get out of it, man. But we at the 2 hour mark. I want to say thank you.
Already?
Yeah, man. 2 hours already, man. 2 hour mark. Yeah. So see, this is what Luca will be talking about. Me and Slow-Mo can go for 2.5, 3 hours and don't even look.
They
but
just
Luca
have
got to
a
get
lot
up in
to
the morning.
say when they're on a podcast, but when they're in the party, it's dead silent. But that's
This
none of my
is
business.
not
Let's
true.
go.
This is not true. This is one party chat where we we couldn't even get a word in because you and All Day, and shout out to All Day, and we're just going. Y'all were just going. I mean, I was just sitting back and just watching the show. It was hilarious. And I mean, when could I speak? I'm just sitting back and just.
That's actually a really great point, because and it wasn't just me and Villain was there too. Like the jokes that all of us were cracking about each other. Oh, that shit was amazing.
It was hilarious. It was. There was nothing for me to say. It was too funny. We got, we gotta do that more.
No, that was fun, bro.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
So well, I guess we could talk about this real quick before we leave. T-Rock just brought up a good point. Did you guys talk about the custom Wonder Woman's consoles? Did you guys see those?
They're ugly.
They're ugly. They're ugly as hell.
Disgusting.
Who designed that? Yo, no, I'm about to go pull it up. Because they were literally the ugliest things, ugliest consoles I've ever seen. Custom consoles I've ever seen. I just like can't they? Who's the guy that does this stuff? Is Xbox Pope? Can you just hire him
bro?
Please, this is disgusting. I'm about to look at it now.
It's pretty ugly.
Let's put Wonder Woman's lasso on top of a ugly orange Xbox One.
It's the cheetah one that kills me the most, man.
Is that really? Is it like? Could you? What is up with the cheetah one?
All right, I got it on the screen for everybody to see.
It's disgusting. Like, I hate it.
All of them. The only thing I think is decent is the middle one's controller is pretty cool. I like that one. But that rainbow Starburst Skittle throw up one on the left.
Starburst Skittle.
Oh my god,
that's disgusting. the leopard skin one, just throw that in the dumpster. Like, I wouldn't even buy this as a collector's edition.
Throw it in the dumpster.
Like, just get rid. What is this? This is like I am used to it. If anything that you could say with Xbox, right? The one thing you could definitely say is they make some fire custom consoles. That's the one thing that you could really say. Great looking controllers and custom console.
Who does?
Xbox. You don't agree?
It depends. Sometimes it's really good, and then other times I'm like, I don't know what they were doing.
I think they've generally been great. I think I've only seen maybe one that I thought was that looks kind of whack.
I don't know. Lately their custom consoles have been kind of sketchy for me personally. Like the ones that they've given away.
Yeah.
Like the one that was like based off the shoes, the Jordans. Those are super sketch for me.
I haven't seen. Wait. Is it red with like the Nike swoosh on it?
It looks like a shoe, but it's a console. I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know.
I didn't mind that one. That's the one I'm thinking about. I didn't mind that one. But man, that
cheetah one gonna make your system overheat.
Can you imagine? Oh, that would be so funny.
System gonna be hotter than it needs to be.
Yo, is it really so hard? Like literally, like hire the Pope. Just hire the guy and just have him do all of your custom stuff going.
Well, did you see that he's doing his own? He's finally launching sometime this holiday his own line of custom controllers and stuff.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, he put if you go to his Twitter, it's linked on his profile. He has a video showing off the first set of controllers that he'll be selling with the boxes. Like it's nice. Like the presentation of the box and everything is super nice. So
can you like go to him and say, hey, can you make me something?
More than likely can. He probably can. He just has a set parameter of ones that he has already that he's going to be making day one. But I guarantee he'll probably be open for some type of special order. You just have to wait longer for it. Which I would do because the designs are phenomenal. Like,
yeah, I agree with Guap in the chat. He said if they hired the Pope, people would buy consoles they don't even need. Like some of them look really like really good. You're just like, dang, I kind of want that. Like, but I already own one. Like,
I already own one.
But yeah, like he makes some really good stuff, and it's amazing that people you see, the people out in the community do really great work, and then we see this, and it's just like, who designed this?
I don't know. Somebody had too much time on their hands and said, I'm gonna make this as elaborate as possible.
Like, who designed it, and who do we need to talk to get their prescription for their glasses filled? Because it's hideous. It's just it needs all three of them hideous. All three. Like you're 0 for 3.
Yeah, so that was for you, T-Rock. Appreciate you with the question, man. Definitely wanted to. Because I didn't see him, and when I looked him up, I was like, "Oh yeah, we got to talk about this. This is bad." So shout out to everybody that joined. I mean, shout out to everybody that came to the channel, man. We was up to 42 people for the show. Appreciate that. Especially on the day where a bunch of stuff was going on. I'm always surprised, especially on the day that RDX is going on too. So to still have you guys come through and rock it out with us is always incredible. Next week, you already know it's going to be on my homeboy Slumber Backslash channel. So make sure you go over there and sub to the channel and everything. But we're going to get up out of here. So Luca, tell everybody where they can find you at.
You can find me on Twitter at the Action Luca. I'll catch you guys later.
All right. What about you, Slummo? Tell the people what you got going on.
I have a Road Company tier list video that I'm working on now. It probably won't be out tomorrow, but probably out by Thursday. And I'm also working on some more game developer showcase videos, like the one I did for Insomniac. Recently checked that one out, as well as Avowed and Obsidian Entertainment. So I got more of that stuff, and as well as some indie games that I think people should really take a look at, because they look pretty promising and pretty good. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Taz is up here saying, when y'all gonna tell people about this dang podcast now?
When we get the signage and stuff done,
right? We can't gotta be all mysterious. You know, the funny thing is, I was thinking about when we finally do get the logo and everything. Are we going to actually put that on the thumbnail, or wait till people come in and show it in this live stream first? So figure out how we're going to make people wait for it as long as we can. But it's your boy Forte, man.
It's your boy Forte.
It's your boy Forte.
Oh my God. See, you never know who watches your videos. See, so, as much as I know Luca really rocks with us, I didn't know she really watched my video because that's the only time I really say that is that the
I'm glad she
videos.
watches someone's videos.
I think she watches your videos, bro. She watches your videos.
I don't know
your videos are better than mine. So
she ain't co-signing. She just kind of giggles.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, man. It's your boy Forte. Make sure you make sure you sub to the channel if you haven't, man. Got a video coming out tomorrow. I waited for some information about Halo and the thing, and when you wait, good things happen. So I was able to talk about all the information instead of part of it. So that's coming up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So make sure you're ready for that. Outside of that, I'm going to be talking about a couple of other things. I'm making my first Destiny video that is going to go on this channel. It's not going to be full-blown Destiny on this channel. It's going to probably be like 1-2 videos a week on top of the stuff.
Post our game.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No, not. You know what? Maybe one day I will. When we 1v1, I will probably start posting those games or something like that.
Yeah, we should live stream it or something.
Yeah, we definitely should do something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna start at least 1 to 2 videos a week. I was talking to a couple of people in the community. Was like, dude, your videos are amazing. You should definitely play some Destiny stuff because you do play the game a lot. And with Destiny coming to Game Pass, it kind of ties in with Xbox really well. So my first video is going to be around all the things you need to do now if you want to jump into Destiny before the new DLC comes out, because the DLC will be available for everybody with all the content that's out in September. So you won't have to pay for anything if you wait till it hits Game Pass in September, and you'll get all the content up to date, and then you'll be ready in November when Beyond Light comes out. So be on the lookout for that video. Be out in the next week or so. But really appreciate you guys. Like I said, 42 people came through. Hit the like button on your way out. We will see you guys in the next video next week on Slow Mo's channel. Peace.
Bye.
Serious X.